Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Terra Luna. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, you can see that Luna has pulled back to the 55 EMA, and I always tell you guys to have the buy orders just a bit above the 55 EMA, so you could have entered here nicely at 52, 53, 52 and a half, $53. I did give you the support at $55 roughly. So we lost that support, bounced off the 55, got back above the 20, and we're still in an uptrend. So we just, made the gap a little smaller here, but there's still a huge gap in between the EMAs, but not as big as it was previously, obviously. So, and as you can see right now, we're starting to run into the 1.618. So potentially this is where we're gonna get rejected from, the 1.618 here at $69.23. And that's where we come back down to the 1.414 or to the 20 EMA. Obviously, we can even come back down as low as $61 here at the 1.272. So those are your two support levels, obviously. But as you can see, once you got above this yellow rectangle here, you held it as support nicely, but then you got rejected from that zone. The last time I told you we're going to get through that zone, we're probably going to come back down for support, because you can see how overextended you were over here. Now, if we start marching on, or we continue rather marching on, then you're looking at $79.84 at the second fib level over here. That's your second fib level target, and above that we have $88.93. But you should start looking at those after you get through the 1.618, right? Because we really haven't even closed a candle above the 1.618, so that would be your major thing to do. You'd have to get above the 1.618, back test it as support to confirm that this is your support now. Wait for the 20 EMA to catch up, obviously, and then continue with the uptrend. Now, we can have a flash crash at any minute, guys, or we can even go into the bear at any minute. Do I see that from a technical standpoint? No. We're getting a lot of FUD into the markets, even though, some good news are, splattered here and there. But, this is really reminding me of the September dump and of the May dump. Weak hands are getting shaken out, and you just have to buy the dips and wait. That's pretty much the entire crypto game in a couple of words for you. So right now, I wouldn't recommend entering Luna. I would wait for a bounce off the 1.272 here at $60 or $61, or the bounce off of the 20 EMA on the daily chart. Okay, now if I zoom out a little bit, we can see that we have our large Fibonacci retracements with a target of $128 at the second fib level over here. Now looking into the RSI over here. So we lost this symmetrical triangle over here, as you can see, and we now have got back into it, and now we're breaking out of it. So this, in my opinion, is very bullish. So once you're going to run into a level of resistance, it's either going to be this white trend line, right? Because we've held that as support and we didn't back test it as resistance previously. So that is something that potentially can happen. Now, if we start rolling over before that, right, what I think is you should look for a buy order or a support on this pink trend line. So once you see the RSI landing on the pink trend line here, that will be a nice entry point. Obviously, after that, we can actually come back down lower and bounce off the lower support and even go lower. But you don't know if that's going to happen, right? So you just have to dollar cost average and never buy all in at one price and never sell at one price. That's something that I learned the hard way is, don't sell all your coins at one price, because the price can go up after that, right? So buy some here. If it goes lower, buy more. And if it goes even lower, buy more. Simple as that. Not a financial advice though, but this is what I would be doing. So yeah, that's for the RSI. Now let's jump into Binance. So I did show you a couple of bearish divergences in the last video, and I think this pullback was the pullback after the bearish divergence here, right? Because we had one on the daily chart, and I think we still have one on the weekly chart. We're gonna check, but we're about to form the bullish cross on the 4-hourly chart, which is super good. So you could potentially look for a support bounce off of the 20 EMA here on the 4-hourly chart, or a bounce off of this white trend line, because we broke through it and now we need to hold it as support, obviously. Now, if we have another flash crash or some bearish news start coming out, then look for this lower support line that we have over here. As you can see, it's been holding support relatively nicely all this time, so we potentially can come all the way down here and land at around about 40 $44, $45 here. So that's something that you should look out for. Also, you do have the support over here at $52.32. We've held that once here, we've held that once here, and from here we started the uptrend on the 4-hourly chart. Now it's all about breaking this high, so we need to break that high to confirm that we are in an uptrend. Otherwise, we're just going to be printing a lower high and we're going to send back even lower. That is also possible, right? But we can never know what's going to happen. So the best we can do is just dollar cost average and not go all in. Never go all in. I can't stress that enough. Okay, so yeah, taking a look at the stochastic, as you can see on the 4-hourly chart, we're a bit overextended here in the overbought. So potentially what you should do is just wait for it to come back down and start getting down to these lower zones over here, or even getting as low as the oversold position below the index of 20 on the stochastic RSI. Jumping into the MACD, you had the bullish cross December 14th, and December 14th, you got the bullish cross right over here, and from here you had a nice appreciation of 24%. So if you saw the bullish cross in the MACD and bought right after that bullish cross, you would have been up 24%. Now the 4-hourly RSI is moving into the overbought here, so potentially you can start taking profits once you start getting into the overbought here on the 4-hourly RSI. And the overbought for the RSI is above the index of 70. So we have the stochastic RSI and we have the relative strength index, the basic version of it. So here the overbought is after the index of 70 and the oversold is below the index of 30. On the stochastic, we do have the overbought position or overbought level starting at after the index of 80 and the oversold after the index of 20. So once you're out of this purple box, basically up here, you're overbought. Now let's quickly jump into the weekly chart and check if we still have, I think we're obviously we still have that bearish divergence here. So let's just do that. Yeah, we still have the bearish divergence. So what we should do to invalidate this is just make a higher low here, right? Or a higher high, I do apologize, on the RSI. That would invalidate it, but at that point, you'd be getting into the 100 overbought level on the RSI. So yeah, we're just, as you can see, moving sideways here, but on the weekly RSI, you're super, super overbought. If you zoom into the chart here, if you zoom into the daily, or not the daily, the weekly RSI, as you can see, you're pretty much in the overbought still. And from here, obviously, you can still see more appreciation here. That is possible, and that is probably what's going to happen. But once you're up here, this is what happens, right? You can see what happened here, and this is what's going to happen the next time we have the next pullback, the major pullback. So yeah, I'm not going to be putting too much money into Luna anytime soon, but when we get the bear market, and I do think we're going to have a bear market, I'm going to be loading my bags with Luna like a maniac. But yeah, let's jump into the daily, check out the stochastic over there and the MACD, and then we'll wrap it up. So yeah, we're looking for the bullish cross on the daily chart here. So that would be your confirmation of the uptrend on the daily chart. And the stochastic was still in the oversold here on the daily. So still you have some nice entry points, but like I said, wait for the support levels on the 4-hourly chart to hold. So yeah, you have all your support levels, guys. You have your resistance level targets here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We do have a bit of a different fib, although set up here on the Binance chart. So from the swing low here September, swing high October, that gives us the 1.618 at $78. So you can potentially look for a sell point here at $78. After that, we're looking at $103. So from where we are right now to that point is 54% trade, so still not too shabby. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, check out the Telegram chat, check out the Discord server, and check out the Patreon. Feel free to join the Patreon, and we do have a lot of exclusive posts in there. At this time, we have 26 posts. If you join in now, all of those will be available to you. We do have buy and sell alerts, we do have low cap gem calls early, and I share some projects only that I share on the Patreon. I will later share them obviously with the entire community, but I want to bring as much value as possible to the Patreon, so that's why I'm only sharing certain stuff on the Patreon. But yeah, it's a great way to support me. Think of it as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the coffee, you get a lot of useful information that will potentially make you a lot of money. So yeah, I will make sure your investment in me pays off. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.